Hey everybody, we are going live today. I'm a techie guy, but I'm gonna do my best to make sure everything runs smoothly as possible. So we're going live in our Facebook group. Let me just go in there and make sure that I hit what I need to hit. All right, going live. It is 10:59, and then I'm gonna check on my phone just to make sure that it actually is doing it. So it says I am live now. I hope that is the case here. So, okay, I see me here. Let me just check in the group. And if I'm live, all right, we are here. Awesome. Finally, this worked. Give me a thumbs up. I'm going to be watching comments here, and I see people are joining. So I'll be watching the comments. I'll be replying to answers to questions. But here are the three things that I'm going to talk about. And by the way, let me know who's watching, where you watching from. Just say hello, say what's up. I'm super excited about this training because every time I do it, hey, what's going on, Gene? Every time I do it, people get the biggest aha moments, especially entrepreneurs, especially salespeople who have just sent out an email, sent out a proposal, and got no response. Then they get back to this training and they're like, I know what I did wrong. So, one, I'm going to give you the information you need and the tools you need. Two, in our arsenal, you have access to the documents that I'm going to show you. Three, I'm going to show you a tool on LinkedIn that you can use to identify people's personality styles before ever even speaking with them so that your initial communication can be in their preferred style. And three, I'm going to show you how I use ChatGPT in selling and sending emails and messages, how I craft them, how I upload documents into ChatGPT. It's really freaking cool. So, there he is, Monsoon. You are the bomb, my man. Pork roll, what's up? Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. So first, let's do a quick refresher on DISC, what DISC is, and how to deal with different personality styles. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And in my screen, let's see, we're going to share the entire screen. I'm doing this in Riverside FM. So hopefully this comes up well. And we're going to do a slideshow. Let me make sure that it's popping up. All right, looks like we're in. Okay, so this is my presentation on how to sell to different personality styles. If you guys have questions, let me know. Definitely ask away. And here we go. So the big question is, how do we connect to the heart of who we are with the potential buyers who really don't know us? This is an actual picture of me. This is in Maryland, and I was cold calling with one of my sales reps, and we came upon this door, and somebody took the time to write these signs out. Do not open door. Large dog inside will bite you. Absolutely no soliciting. What you're selling, we are not buying. Like, they didn't even know what I'm selling, right? They're not buying it. And these are the people that chances are you're calling on. They have this idea that no matter what you're selling, I'm not buying. Now, I question, like, what causes somebody like this? What did a salesman or woman have to do for someone to say, that's it, I've had enough, write this up, post it on their door so that they don't see another salesperson again? It had to be something pretty bad. All right, so here we go. But this was literally the sign I came up to, and we did end up going inside, and we all had a good laugh about their signs. But yeah, you got to have fun with what you're doing. So it's tough to get buyers' attention and keep it these days. I get bombarded, just like I'm sure you do, with emails, text messages, Messenger, LinkedIn messages, Instagram, Twitter, you name it, we're getting bombarded all the time, right? So what do we need to do for us to stand out as sales professionals? Well, no matter how approachable the person seems, there is a way, or how unapproachable the person seems, there is a way to grab people's attention, and that's if we speak in their preferred coaching or in their preferred communication style. So let me briefly talk to you about DISC in case you are not familiar with it. Where am I? Okay, yeah, I'm here. In case you're not familiar with it. So this really, when people say disc, there are 4 styles. And we know that people are different, but they are predictably different. And you have your D, which is the dominant style, the I, the influencing style, the S is like your steady, secure style, and C is the compliance style. The problem with this model is people don't tend to remember the letters very well, because when we grow up, D stands for DOG, dog, and C stands for cookies, and I love cookies, and cookies are for me, right? So, or CAT, cat. But it doesn't stand for dominant or compliant. So when we learn it this way, it's like a whole new model of learning we have to learn and unlearn and relearn, and it's very hard to remember this. So what my friend Merrick Rosenberg did is he came up with birds correlating to each styles. Now, if you were on a Tuesday session, you probably heard about this one already. But instead of D, we're going to refer to them as eagles. And we already understand what an eagle behavioral style is like, right? Like eagles are, if you think about a real live eagle, they fly at 10,000 feet. They're not flock birds. They don't have a bunch of birds around them. They don't need to ask for permission. They're decisive. They're direct. They're dominant. They waste zero time. They go for what they want. From 10,000 feet, they can spot exactly what they're looking for, a little fish, a rodent, dive down and get it. The eagles don't ask their board for permission. They don't get their friends together and say, do you think this will be a good idea or a bad idea? They just make a decision and they do it. And that's your dominant style. The eagles are very results oriented. They're bottom line. They're direct. They're very decisive. Now, the next one is parrots. Now, I happen to be a combination of both. And parrots are your colorful birds, right? When you think about real life parrots, they're party birds. You're going to hear them before you see them. They're super duper colorful. They're making noise. They're dancing. They want crackers. They love crackers. They love music. Parrots are awesome. They're your interactive style. Parrots, they're the ones that if you go to and there's always a bunch of them there, right? Networking events and happy hours. They're the ones at the bar buying everybody shots. They're the loudest ones. They're dressed the most colorful. Parrots are also very optimistic. They're enthusiastic. They're motivational and very, very social. By the way, when you're selling to a parrot, you got to be really good at reeling them back into your sales conversation, because they're going to tell you about their weekend. They're going to tell you about their future plans. They're going to tell you about their friends and what's going on in their life. That's how they connect with people. Now, the next one is the dove. And doves are your supportive style. And if you think about a real live dove, it's a symbol of peace, for God's sakes, right? Like we look at doves as in the Olympics, they let out doves, right? That's peace and unity and togetherness. And that's exactly what doves are. They're your supportive style. They're very harmonious, very helpful, amazing listeners, and they're very consistent. Doves are, they don't like change very much. They're very steady in their approach. If you're selling to a dove and it's let's say it's February and you're selling anything you're selling that's going to go on sale for Black Friday, a dove might wait till the Black Friday sale to buy it, right? Those are doves, very patient. And then the last ones are owls. And if you think about a real life owl, in the pitch black, they can see a little rodent for quite a distance away. When they fly, you don't even hear their wings flapping. They have the ability to turn their heads 180 degrees almost. They don't miss a thing. Owls are very, very detail oriented. This is your conscientious style. And they're very logical, systematic, questioning. Okay, they want to question everything because they want to make sure that whatever they're doing, they're going to get it right. So on the left side of this illustration, you have your eagles and you have your owls. They're the task-oriented styles. So they don't really want to talk to you about whatever you have going on in your life. They want to know what's happening right now, what's the task at hand, and the eagles want to get it done now, and the owls want to get it done right. On the right-hand side, you got the people-oriented style. right? The parrots want as many people involved as possible. They just want to have fun. They are your party style. And the doves, they want to make sure that the people around them are well taken care of. Remember, they're very caring. Across the top, the eagle and the parrot, they're your extroverts. They're going to tell you exactly what's on their mind. They're not thinking about it. They're loud. They will let you know. Where on the bottom, you got the even-paced and reserved. The owl and the dove, they're not very talkative. They're not going to tell you what's going on. You're not going to know what they're thinking. You're not going to know what they're feeling. And so by learning what I'm going to teach you in this presentation, you're going to have a leg up because you can talk to them in a style that they will appreciate. And that's the key here, really, is understanding different styles who we can communicate with. So let's get going, really. Let's talk about how do we sell to our eagles? How do we sell to the D style, the dominant style? And by the way, if you are a high D or if you're an eagle, guess what? You're going to be able to sell to these guys all day long. You love selling to them. The reason why you love selling to them is because they buy exactly the way you sell and the way you buy. And chances are, every single time we're in a sales situation, we sell the way we like to buy. So if you're the type of person who likes a lot of detail, guess what? You're going to sell with a lot of detail. And if you're the type of person that just wants the high-level overview, you're going to sell just giving the high-level overview. Well, for eagles, if you give them details, you're going to really make them mad. So here we go. Remember, the eagle characteristics, they're extroverted, they're very direct, and that's your D style. High ego, very dominant. They're fast-paced to the point. Their motto is, by the way, be brief, be brilliant, be gone. So that's because they really value time. They don't want to waste time. They value their time. They're very impatient. So if you're coming in and you know that that's an eagle, don't start asking them how they're doing, what their biggest life goals and challenges are. You're there for a specific task. Get to the point. They're going to appreciate that even more. And this is contrary to most sales trainings, because what most sales trainings tend to have us believe is that we have to build commonality. If you walk into an eagle's office or anybody's office and you see that they have a picture on the wall and they're fishing, you start talking to them about fishing to build that rapport. You do that with an eagle, you're going to really piss them off. Don't do it. Get to the point right away. They're impatient. They're very confident. They're not interested in how you're going to do the work. They just want to know what you're going to do. What's the end result? Give it to them. Respond very well to direct confrontation. And what I mean by that is don't argue with them with their opinions on things because they believe that their decision is correct. They make decisions very quickly. Don't argue with them about their decision, about what they're doing. You can argue with them about a point that's being made or about a product. So if an eagle says, yeah, well, I love company XYZ and here's why, you can say, yeah, but have you considered these things? And here's why that company may not be what you think it is or whatever, right? I'm not saying go bash your competitors. Eagles will appreciate direct confrontation like that. And know that their greatest fear is being taken advantage of. I'm in a situation now, guys, where we built our house just a little over 3 years ago. So 2020, December 17th, we got the keys, we closed on the home. And my pool, the salt water something cracked and it's leaking. And it was leaking. The guys gave me a quote for it back in August. I kind of blew it off, didn't think anything of it. And the company I'm with told me that, we have to pay, I think $1,200 was the quote. Well, now it's leaking even more. And I asked around who do my neighbors know, who's a good pool guy. Guy was recommended. He comes out. He says, hey, when was this built? I said, 2020, we got the keys. He's like, well, this is usually they have 3-year warranties. And I got to tell you, the company that's servicing my pool did not tell me back in August that it was under a 3-year warranty. And now I buy like an eagle. I sell like a parrot. And that is really driving me bonkers because I feel like they took advantage of me. I feel like what they wanted me to do was pay them $1,200 and they're going to turn around and they're going to go ahead and collect the warranty money and get paid twice. So that's what I'm feeling as an eagle. I'm going to have a confrontational kind of conversation with them today about that, because I think it was unethical what they did. And I'm going to talk to the owner. Now, this is me as an eagle. A dove would not feel that way. A dove would never express their emotions. A dove would just go with a different company, right? So when you're selling to an eagle, they're buying from you and they're thinking, is this person going to be taking advantage of me? So be direct, be honest, be truthful. They can smell BS from a mile away, and we don't want to BS them. Some of the famous eagles in the world. I mean, no surprise that Donald Trump is there, right? That's one confrontational dude. Michael Jordan, Simon Cowell, Sir Richard Branson. You got Oprah. They're eagles. I believe Oprah, by the way, is pretty high on all four styles, but she does have an eagle in her as well. But we can tell. I mean, Simon Cowell, if you ever watched that show, you can tell by personality, very direct, quick to decide. He's the first one that's going to hit the X, right? If he doesn't like you, you're off the stage. Get out of here. Donald Trump, you're fired, right? These are your eagles. They buy products based on expediency. They want to know expert reviews. They want the quality, because remember, they value time. And because they value time, they don't want to buy a product that's subpar quality to save a few bucks now, because down the road, they know that they're going to have to spend time fixing it, replacing it. It's going to cause them a headache. So if you can position your product or service as a superior quality that's going to save them time, guess what? The eagle is going to really appreciate that. And they want to make sure that whatever you're doing is going to give them the ability to get the results. So your job on a sales call with an eagle is really to find out, where is it that they are now? Where do they want to be? And what do they think is stopping them from being there? Then once you know that information, you position your product or service to bridge that gap and help them understand that your superior quality product, that you are an amazing salesperson, your company is incredible, and it's going to help them get to the result that they want. That's our job as sales professionals. So that's your eagles. When selling to a high D or an eagle, know that they want tangible results. Don't BS them, right? They fear being taken advantage of. They never want to lose control, and they definitely don't want to lose to competition, right? So look, if you're selling to their competitors, it could be good for you to say, hey, by the way, your competitors are buying this stuff. Maybe you don't name drop if you don't have any confidentiality issues, right? And you are able to say that, then you can say, hey, listen, I'm selling to a few other competitors of yours, and this is what they like, and this is what it's going to do for them. Don't get left in the dust. You don't want them to beat you out, right? And be bottom line and direct. So that's what they want. Now, when selling to our eagles, you want to be brief, to the point, stay professional. If you want to take a picture of this slide, go ahead. But in our arsenal, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, in our arsenal, there is a couple documents that I'll go over and I'll show you. It has all this information for you. So you can just, for free, download this stuff. Be decisive and unwavering. Be confident. Disagree or agree with the facts, not them as the person. Allow them to win, because that's what they want. What you don't want to do is disagree with them as a person. Do not be intimidated. They smell that. They want somebody who's confident. They really do. Do not overpromise. Don't trick them with gimmicks or misleading claims. And always make them feel like never make them feel like they've been taken advantage of. So those are the eagle styles. And I got to tell you, Julia, one time, I had this client in Maryland, and he was a CEO for like 30 location medical group. He's an eagle off the charts. Like, that guy doesn't have another bird in him. I think his eagle ate all the other birds. And my sweet Julia, she's a dove and owl. Now, back then she was doing healthcare consulting. So I met with this client of mine. We were selling them technology. And I said, hey, by the way, do you have any challenges in these areas? He said, yes. I said, you definitely got to meet my wife. I think she might be able to help you. So they meet, have a good meeting. He explains to her what he's looking for, the challenges. Julia comes home. She puts her owl hat on. Remember, owls are super duper detail oriented, right? I think I didn't see her for 3 days. She was putting together this proposal. Finally, they have a lunch scheduled on Friday. Thursday evening, she calls me into her office. She's like, I'm done with the proposal. Let me know what you think. And her proposal was 17 or 18 pages. So I look at it and I'm like, oh, okay. I said, honey, is there any way you can make this shorter? She's like, you don't know what you're talking about. I've worked so hard on this. Everything I put in there, he needs that information. He absolutely needs to know it. So next day she goes to lunch, and I don't argue with my wife. I'm like, yeah, sure, go ahead, do it. She goes to lunch, comes home. She is ticked off, like not happy at all. I'm like, what happened? She said, I said, did you not get that deal? And she said, no, we got the deal. I'm like, so why are you upset? She said, he didn't look at my proposal. He took the proposal, he flipped to the back where the pricing page was, and right away just said, okay, when do we start? Then he started asking questions that I already had listed in the proposal. If he only read it, he would know. Guys, eagles aren't reading your proposals. So if you have to give a lot of information, take that pricing page, take the summary page, put it on the front of your proposal. Let them know this is everything you're going to get. Here's the bottom line price. Here you go. And by the way, if you need any backup data, it's behind it. What most of us tend to do is we put all the data in the front and then our pricing in the back. Reverse that when you're dealing with an eagle, and that'll go a long way. All right, so here we go. Selling to the I style, the parrots. I love selling to parrots because they are so fun, optimistic. They make decisions very emotion-based. Like if the parrot likes the salesperson, even if they don't really need the product, they'll buy the product. Those are your parrots, okay? They're extrovert, they're friendly. They're very responsive, charismatic. They enjoy small talk. So definitely ask them about the weekend. Definitely ask them about how they grew up. Have them talk about that stuff, but know when to reel it in because it can get off to Pluto. We call that going off to Pluto, right? There's a channel of rapport you want to stay in when you're selling. With parrots, it's easy to get out of that channel very quickly. They want to talk about their feelings. Oh, so-and-so upset me, or this person makes me happy. I love this movie. I love this song. What do you think about this? I'm going to this event. That's what these guys are going to be talking about. And if you're in a sales situation and there's someone's talking to you about all of that, chances are they're a parrot. Some famous parrots. Lucille Ball. You got Bill Clinton. I mean, it takes a parrot to play the saxophone on Arsenio Hall, okay? An owl is not doing that. Then we got, they buy their products because they want to interact with you. They're very impulsive. I'm a high parrot. I buy my products very impulsively. I've taken Julia's car to get an oil change one time and came back home with a brand new car. That's how, like, we didn't need a new car. It wasn't like a good financial investment. I just liked it. I bought it and it was nice, easy, and quick. I've bought things that later found out they don't fit where I need them to go. Those are parrots. A parrot on a way home from work, let's say it's Super Bowl weekend and it's Friday and a parrot's driving home and they got a 65-inch TV on their wall. A thought might pop in that says, you know, it'd be way better, an 80-inch screen TV. They will pull into a Best Buy on their way home and they will buy the 80-inch screen TV. Then when they come outside, they'll realize that that 80-inch screen TV does not fit into their Tesla Model 3 or whatever they're driving, and end up calling their wife or friends and asking them for help to come out with a truck and load that TV so that they can get home. That's how parrots buy, very impulsively. They're not thinking about the details. They're not thinking about how that TV is going to fit on the wall. They just want it. They get it. They're going to buy word of mouth, right? If somebody highly recommends you to a parrot, chances are they'll buy from you. And they want prestige, right? Parrots, remember, they're very outgoing. They want others to like them. They want people to like them. So they're going to buy the things that they perceive will be liked by others. So selling to a high parrot, you know, they want an enjoyable experience. Make it fun for them. They fear rejection. They feel loss of social acceptance. And they definitely don't want too much detailed work. So if somebody feels rejection and you're selling to them, then a good technique would be to help them understand how others will perceive what they're buying, how what they're buying from you is going to uplift them in front of their peers, in front of their leaders, in front of their subordinates, right? Hey, you definitely want this. People are going to love you for this. You're going to make their life easier. Your leaders love you. You're going to save them money. Your subordinates will love you because they don't have to do as much work, right? We want to make them feel like the decision they're making is going to be amazing. And they're selling, when you're selling to them, it's got to be very conversational. So do have fun and joke if appropriate. Tell them the benefit that you'll make, that you're going to make them look good. Listen to their stories, provide real life examples and illustrations, follow up, and be accountable to your words, right? Parrots love justice. They want to make sure that if you tell them you're going to do something, you're going to do it. They appreciate that. Don't give too many product details. They don't care. Do not speak the whole time. You should be speaking about 20-25% of the time. They're speaking 75 to 80. Don't be aggressive or confrontational, and do not ignore their ideas. When they have a good idea, you tell them, wow, that's a great idea. I didn't think about that. This is awesome. This is amazing. Very motivational, optimistic. That's how we want to talk to our parrots. So let's talk about the S style. Our lovely, peaceful doves. Here's one thing I'll share with you guys that will benefit you. If you know a person who's a dove and you're an eagle, take that dove with you when you're selling to other doves, because they'll connect way better than you will. Chances are, if you're an eagle selling to a dove, you're going to rub them the wrong way. Just know that. So bring another dove with you. Give them the opportunity to talk more. Give them the chance to connect, and that'll work out well. Once I figured this out, when I was leading a sales team, we would bring different style personalities to meet with different style personalities because they connect way better. Like, I'll connect with an eagle every single time. I love selling to eagles because they're very decisive. A dove is the complete opposite of the eagle. Like, if you take a look at that square, right, the DISC, the D's and S's are complete opposites, and the C's and I's are complete opposites. So they are worlds apart on everything: how they make decisions, how they buy, how they sell, how they view life, how they like to read emails, how they like to write emails, complete opposites. So it'll be so beneficial for you if you yourself can bring the other personality style into the conversation and do a partnership selling in these cases. So remember, these guys, the S's are lovely, calm, beautiful doves. They're introverted. They're cooperative, right? They're very friendly, relaxed. They're agreeable. They absolutely hate any kind of confrontation. They resist change. So if you're selling something that's going to require them to change, they don't want to do that. It goes against everything they do. For them, it's, if it ain't broken, don't fix it, right? So that's who you're dealing with when you're dealing with doves. They're not interested in how the job is done. They're going to ask you more questions, and they're going to make less statements. Sorry, I'm just going to put this on Do Not Disturb because it's pinging me. And so those are the dove styles. Some of the famous doves are Gandhi, and you got Nelson Mandela, and the lady that wrote Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling, and Mother Teresa, right? Like, you can look at Mother Teresa's picture and be touched by her in your heart. That's how they radiate into this world. They're very caring about others. They want to make sure that everyone around them is taken care of. They're almost your martyrs, right? They'll throw themselves on the sacrificial stone just to make sure everybody else is good to go. So they buy products based on feeling secure. They want to make sure that it's whatever you say has good warranties. Your agreement is going to, you're going to stand by your agreement. Anything and everything is very simple. It's not complex and not a whole lot of change, right? So they want practicality, simplicity, and ability to make the user more secure. Selling to a high S or our doves is, they want security, practicality. They fear loss of security. Once again, right? If there's a big change happening, that's a loss of security, loss of personal relationships. They feel like if they don't want to make a mistake, if they buy something and others don't like it, then that means that others aren't going to like them, and they've done a bad thing for their teammates. So they'd rather not buy anything at all, and they feel confrontation. And what do they perceive as confrontation? Is direct conversation, like an eagle. Hey, what's really holding you back? What do we need to do now for you to make this decision? What can I do right now for you to say yes? That doesn't work with the dove. Doves, they'll push away so far. Oh my God, he was so pushy. He was so arrogant. I would never buy from them. So with doves, you got to give them their time. You got to recognize and appreciate it and say, hey, listen, this decision is all yours. I'm here for you. But let me introduce you to my team that would be installing it. Let me introduce you to other customers who have made the same decision as you're going to make. This is a big decision for you. This is not easy for you. You see, we have to be able to flex our sales style to the dove, because that's going to make them feel comfortable. At the end of the day, all of us have every single style within us. We have the ability to be empathetic like the dove. We have the ability to be analytical like the owl. We have the ability to be a party animal like a parrot. And we sure have the ability to be decisive and direct like an eagle. All of us do. However, if our natural sales style is not their natural buying style, then we have to be the one to flex it. Right? So if I'm an eagle, I need to flex my eagle to be more like a dove. I need to turn up the empathetic knob. And at the end of our conversation, I'm going to walk away tired. That's all that means, is like when I use a style that's not natural for me, I walk away more tired than when I use, like if I'm selling to an eagle and we're going at it and it's very direct and they're decisive, I walk away, I'm energized. So that's the difference. It's not that you can't do it, is that you're going to be exhausted because you're using way more energy when you are doing it. So let's talk about some do's and don'ts. Definitely show sincere interest in them as a person. How are you? How did you get into this position? Tell me about your teammates. What do you love about your job? What are some of your challenges? How are you feeling right now? We want to use feeling words when we're talking to doves. Be friendly, personal, trustworthy. You want to focus on guarantees. Remember, they want security. Hey, this is great. It has a 5-year guarantee that it's gonna do what it says it does. So even if it breaks, just know you're making the right decision. Ask questions and allow them to do most of the talking. Introduce them to your support team. That's huge. Follow up and be accountable to your words. If you say you're going to do something, do it. That goes for every style. Parrots might be forgiving with that. Doves will never forgive you if you tell them you're going to email them tomorrow and not email them tomorrow. You got to do what you say you're going to do. Don't be fake. They can pick up on it. Don't be aggressive. They don't like confrontation. Don't be fast-paced. You want to slow it down with the dove. Remember, they fear change. They don't want to change. They want stability and security. So we want to slow it down and we want to guide them slowly to that decision, because it's all big decisions for them. Don't be arrogant and do not talk the whole time. That's our lovely doves. And here are the owls. These guys, man, these guys want spreadsheets and they want details and they want reviews and they want comparison charts. I mean, owls, for me, being a high I, high D, owl is probably one of the toughest styles for me to sell to. But guess what? I have a secret weapon, which is Julia, who loves details. So the characteristics, remember, they're introverted, they're analytical. Those are your owls. And if you're not able to tell a certain style, like it's easy to tell the eagles, it's easy to spot the parrots, pretty easy to spot the doves. The owls can kind of blend into any one of them. The owls actually can blend in as a dove or an eagle, not so much a parrot. If you can't tell which one they are, chances are it's an owl. So they're less responsive because they're listening. They're taking it all in. And what an owl's doing is, when you're talking to them, they're in their mind checking what you're saying. Is it factual or not based on their knowledge database? By the way, before you came to the meeting, they've already checked out your product. They've read all the reviews. They know everything and anything there probably is to know about it. And they probably know it better than you do as the sales rep. So the owl's just checking to see what you're saying, if it's correct, not correct. They won't tell you, they won't show their emotions, right? Very reserved, cautious, controlled. And they want quality. They want to make sure that whatever you're doing is going to be the right thing for them. Some of the famous owls are Steve Jobs. You got the Microsoft dude, Bill Gates, Albert Einstein, Condoleezza Rice. And they buy products based on proven ability, warranties, comparisons, and reviews. But they're not going to Amazon for reviews. They're not doing peer reviews. They're doing expert reviews. They're getting the magazines. They're saying, like, what are other experts saying about this product? That's how they're getting their reviews. Where a dove is going to listen to some friends. They're going to go on Amazon. They're going to see what other people are saying in their local neighborhood. The owl doesn't care. The owl wants to know, like, what does Motor Trend have to say about this car, not what does Bill down the street have to say about this car. Really, something to know about the owls is that they want facts and credibility. And one of their biggest fears is criticism. So because of that, owls tend to make decisions very, very slowly. They're perfectionists. They don't know how to decide, so they're going to procrastinate. The reason they don't know how to decide is because they're so afraid to make the wrong decision. If they mess it up, if they buy something that's not the right thing, somebody's going to criticize them. That's what's driving them at the core. So don't be frustrated if they're not making a decision as quickly as you want. A good question to follow up with would be, what information do you still need to be able to make your decision? What information do you believe you don't have to be able to make your decision? And I'll show you a tool where you don't have to remember all this stuff. It's going to do it for you. Selling style, make sure you give them evidence and confirmation. When selling to the owls, allow them to ask questions. And by the way, they're going to have a lot of them. If an owl's not asking questions, you're not getting a deal. Be accurate with your response. Don't BS them. Provide many details. Provide as many facts and as many details as you can. Compare as many different products. Know about different products. Come off as the expert in your field. They're perfectionists. They expect you to be like them and know every single thing about every single thing. Keep your word, follow through on details, and give them plenty of time and space because they're going to do it on their own time and space. Do not engage in small talk with them. Don't talk to them about their kids, family, or dogs. They don't do well with that. They like to keep to themselves. Remember, they are introverts. Don't rush them. Do not be casual. Be very professional when dealing with owls. They appreciate that. Don't ask personal questions. Where did you go to school? Well, none of your business. And don't criticize previous decisions, right? They don't like criticism. So you show up. I've done this before. I showed up and the tech I was selling, somebody had my competitor that I knew was just complete piece of crap. Me being the cocky young sales guy that I was, I'm like, oh, who bought that? They did. Because to them, the sales guy, I guess, got them to make the decision that maybe wasn't the best for their company. So criticizing them is not a good idea. So that is the presentation. And remember, after the sales presentation, if you're selling to a style where you have to flex and it's not the same style as yours, you got to be the one who's exhausted, not them. So let me now show you guys how I use this tool. We have what's called an arsenal, and I'm looking to make sure that you guys can see my screen. Looks like you can. We have what I call the arsenal, right? And it should be everywhere in our group, but I'll put the link to this. It's completely free. And in the hot and new section, if you go to hot and new, you'll notice that it says how to communicate with different disc styles and also speed up your sales cycle by using disc. Those are two resources that are available to you completely free, right? And so once you click on it, right here, there's a little download icon. Julia created this. She's so amazing. I want to show you what this document looks like so you see. This document looks like this. And the selling one gives you pretty much the presentation that I just showed you. So, and it's all free. I'm not selling you on anything here. So this will give you kind of a cheat sheet for everything, how to recognize other styles, all that fun stuff, right? But that's not, like, if you're not a big reader, don't worry about it, right? What you're going to do with this document is you're going to take that document, you're going to go to ChatGPT. Okay? Stick with me here. So in ChatGPT, I have created, and you can do this as well, on the left-hand side, I have the Goal Guide marketing team. So I've asked ChatGPT to be my marketing team. Now in here, when you edit GPT, you can tell this Chat what its role is, right? So creating humorous, persuasive emails for early program enrollment. This is, I'm giving them instructions here, conversation starters, and then knowledge base. I've uploaded the Selling with Disc PDF, and I've uploaded Julia's document that I just showed you. I've also uploaded my style, Julia's style, and I uploaded this document we have kind of goes through who our ideal client is, what their fears are, what they want, what they don't want, blah, 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 right? It's like a good document to have if you're an entrepreneur. So all these are documents. So what I would do is I would type up the email however you type it up, and then I would go here and I would say, read the disc documents and let me know when you're done. Boom. Okay. Now, let me go back here really quick. And let's say I sent an email to, I don't know, man, I don't send a whole lot of emails, but let's just say somebody sent me an email. Nope, that's not a good one. Sorry, guys, I didn't think this through. Reaching out again. Okay, boom, reaching out again. Somebody wants to sell me something here, right? So let's say you typed up this email. You would then go back to ChatGPT, and at this point, ChatGPT, you've uploaded, right? You've uploaded the documents here, and the way to do that is you just somewhere in knowledge base, right here, upload files. So you just upload files, browse whatever files you want, and upload them right there, right? So now it knows that this GPT has that. So I would say, okay, type this email so it resonates with the Dove style. And I would just paste my email in here. And ChatGPT goes to work and says, "Dear Eric, I hope this message finds you well. And your week has started on a positive note. I wanted to follow up on our previous conversation about the possibility of inviting Richard Parker to your podcast. Richard is a renowned expert." Now watch what happens. Now I'm going to say, retype it for an eagle. Oops. Let's see what it does. Hi, Eric. Trust this finds you well, right? You see the difference here? I hope this message finds you well and that your week has started on a positive note versus trust this finds you well. I'm reaching out to propose a high impact opportunity for your podcast. Boom. Nice, to the point, direct, right? So that's how you can use these documents that are inside of our arsenal to your benefit and to automate it. And so from here, you can just copy it, paste it, and send the email. It's that simple. Oops. Oops. Okay. So that's number one that you can do. Number two, so let's say you don't know their style, right? You don't know their style or anything like that. Well, you go to LinkedIn, and I'll share this tool with you guys as well. You go to LinkedIn and you go to their profile. This happens to be my profile. What happens with this tool is it starts generating right away. Once you click on somebody's profile, it'll generate. Oh, I got 13 comments. Hey, Eric, pork roll, boom. It's painful to be an eagle owl getting sold by most people. I love it. So this is making use of research and psycho, whatever it's doing, running VA computational linguistics. generating personality insights. So you guys are seeing what it's doing right here on the list. We're still live, right? Am I not live? I don't know if it ended or not, but anyway, if it did, I'm going to continue and then I'll post the full recording here. But let's go. Am I sharing? Yeah, I'm still screen sharing. Okay. So it's generating all this stuff for us. Let's just refresh because it's taking a little long. Shall I assist? Yes. Assist. No personality. Boom. Processing all relevant data through the AI engine, confirming. I just want you guys to see this. I hope this this works out. Come on, process the data already. I'm still here recording. Okay. Making use of research, and I just want you guys to see how amazing this tool is. Now it's generating personality insights. This is my profile, by the way. If we're not connected on LinkedIn, go connect with me. I tend to post some stuff here and there, but would love to connect with you and see what you have going on. Confirming there's sufficient data. Come on, man. This is taking way longer than normal. Processing all relevant information. Is this the right thing here? Yep. In the meantime, I'm going to post in the chat. I'm going to post a link to this. This is in the chat in our Facebook Relentless Goal Achievers community. Okay, I did this earlier with my buddy Greg. Let's see if it does the same thing here. Here's my it's taking way longer than it normally does, but essentially what it does is it kicks out exactly what their personality style is. It tells you how to communicate with them, the do's and don'ts when sending an email, when sending a text message, when doing anything. It does all of that for you. So this tool is really, really good. I put the link to it in our community. I'm just gonna go ahead and stop sharing. But yeah, that's about it. Those are the 3 tools. Get in the arsenal. Make sure you're using ChatGPT. And fourth, this Humantic AI tool is great. That is my affiliate link that I put in there for you guys. When it works, it's amazing. And it can tell you the personality style. You can then use the documents you've uploaded into ChatGPT, and life is good from that point. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate you and wish you an amazing day. If you have any questions, if you want your team or anybody to figure out their disc styles, what birds there are, if you want us to come in and do this training for them, Julie and I would love the opportunity to do that in your company, to do that for you. And if you want to take the disc assessment, I can get them for you for about $35. Just shoot me a message and we'll make that happen. Thank you guys. Have an awesome, awesome day.